because the 4 players tend to be the best player, but they also tend to have these more versatile picks maybe. Like some guys are really good at Kunkka, perhaps, or that position 4 Bat Rider. But when you can hold your 5 so late in the draft by allowing S4 to just take his hero early as well, it's pretty cool to see what they can do with Fly. It almost worked out last game with the Shadow Shaman in terms of like the rat split push and stuff, and I'm being a little bit of a different hero, but
it's an Ember Spirit pick, interestingly, pretty early on, too. So, Ember picked up pretty early here. Obviously very good, going for the magic damage builds most of the time. Actually, the majority of the time, I think, in Pro Dota games recently. So, he's still very strong. He's kind of not as good as he once was with some of the nerfs that have sort of hit his talents, among other things. But pretty good pickup here for SG Esports, and also a pretty common hero to see, especially in the South American region.
Yep, not too bad. Relatively weak lockdown from OG so far. You know, you have to use the Black Hole
also a pretty common hero to see,
the Boundless Strike or something to really get a hold on that Ember Spirit. We'll have to see how much help he gets mid, though. Just the earlier parts that Monkey decides to come and can't use button down could run into some trouble, especially with Trait Protectors often not wanting to take Living Armor too early on. Plus, it doesn't really help you that much when you're against a Unlucky Run, right? You get Living Armor, and this guy still gets all these stacks on him.
It's not fun. Monkey King, the range, everything about him. I mean, we've talked about him a lot, Trent. He's the top pick in, I would say the top, if not, one of the top picks, if not the top pick in this current meta for a reason. He's very strong. You saw the Courier Snipe early on in the game. I mean, it's just, he's got so much to work with here for the Monkey King. We've already talked about Drax at length. But now, we're moving forward. We're looking into the next OG pick here. Perhaps maybe support. They'll probably want to maybe save their mid for a little bit later, but I'm not sure now that Ember Spirit is already out for SG, so... Yeah.
And I don't know if they're really that willing to go deep there. That would be a little bit interesting. But this is the other hero they picked in that same game, actually, was a Disruptor there for Fly. So pretty common stuff up against the Ember Spirit, right? Generally considered to be one of the better counters that are available. Legion, also a stationary target, so can be kind of handy. With the Glimpse as well as the Stack Storm to get some combos going.
Squish your hero to be sure. If he gets jumped on by that Ember Spirit and Legion Commander, he could die very quickly. But you talked about positioning, silence, obviously very good. So one way to get some more lockdown, or at least get some more positioning in your favor, is grab the Disruptor. So we're still waiting on now a mid laner and a safe laner for OG, waiting for those last 2 to get picked. We just saw the Ana Arc Warden. I don't think we'll see that again. Trent, do you think there's a possibility it comes out for OG here?
I mean, I'm not counting out Arc Warden at this point. That guy's
true.
Pretty good.
Yeah, right.
That was a little bit scary, that game. So I don't know. Maybe OG will mix up. They're a team that tends to, at least in the past, go for different strats. Especially if they lose a game. So in that IG Grand Final where they lost 3-0, they actually went with 3 different openers, which is kind of crazy. A lot of teams kind of get stuck in the same thing, but they went Monkey King Ember, then they went Enigma Jug, and then they went Alchemist Terrorblade. So this is another little bit of a different look.
Yeah.
So heading in towards a Nugga Siren here.
We've talked about, and I'm kind of interested in this as well. You, me, Sunsfan, when we were doing the last tournament we did, we talked about the silencer, and Sunsfan believed that the Enigma, the Black Hole, the Global Silence was not a direct counter to Enigma and Black Hole. In that game, it did some serious work, and I think there's the potential for it to be a nuisance, but talk to me about the silencer pick here, Trent.
Good. It's much like Bat Rider, right? When we're going in for this whole idea of the Legion Commander and the Lasso, it's just Global Silence. Lasso can be very helpful to make sure no one interrupts. I am concerned just to make sure. I hope they ban TA. I still feel like TA is kind of good. Maybe you're a little...
Yeah.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
The dangerous thing is the silencer, if he doesn't get caught, though, against Black Hole, very good, but Static Storm is still going to be a nuisance. So they pretty much, I don't know if they have to find the silencer, but it would certainly help their team fight for OG if they do with the song or whatever spell they find it with initially. So
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And it's not like they do have an elusive support in themselves. They ban out the Pugna, they pick up the OD.
Okay, very safe mid hero. Dumpsters on Ember Spirit, and so Ember is just going to have an awful time. I mean, he's Radiant, so he has those camps to go towards on his side. They're a little bit closer to the lane.
Theoretically.
Yeah, there is the potential, and I'm sure that's why they banned the Pugna, because they probably would have picked Pugna and sent that mid. We've seen that a couple times now from teams. Someone who can actually abuse the range of OD that's relatively short, and if he tries to move in for an Astral Imprisonment, you just throw a Nether Blast on him.
Not fun. It is the Morphling instead, so they'll double down. They will keep the Ember Spirit safely, more than likely, or mid lane, excuse me, more than likely, and then I'll have the Morphling picked up as well. So this is going to be a hard farming game. You know, last game was the same thing with the Arc Ward and the Slark. There is some potential for big team fights, a lot of burst damage from both sides, but we'll see.
This is a little bit scary, I gotta say. I mean, if there's anything that can catch out an Ember Spirit and a Morphling, two people that are supposed to be very slippery, you know, the second that you feel like you're in danger, your Linken's pops, right? You immediately press Return to Remnant, or you use your duplicate, and you're just out of there on the Replicate. But Enigma and Disruptor are two of the only heroes that can counter that out so easily, right? They just, you know, Stack Storm does not care about Linken's. Black Hole does not care about Linken's. And if they're both coming out of a song, you have no way to stop that. So it's all on the silencer, you know. If he's caught, they're in big trouble. I mean, even if he's caught inside the song, let alone inside the Stack Storm or the Black Hole, they could be running into some problems. Like, that Stack Storm will still be down. You could pop Global after, maybe you'll stop the Black Hole, but Stack Storm is not going to care.
Yeah, this is a dangerous position to be in, just to have your silencer have that much emphasis put on him in this game. Well, let me ask you about laning, though. We already talked about the Outworld Devourer against Ember Spirit. There's a Monkey King in the game. Do you think OG has the advantage here in terms of the early laning phase?
And seeing the rotations there, I think that will be the most important thing in the laning phase. I want to see his build. Again, we've seen a lot of different stuff coming out lately. We've had like the like 3-2 builds, 0-0, like no points limit. One, probably the most common one, I would guess, in a game like this. So we'll have to see.
What did we see the other day in terms of itemization? Was it Solar Crest?
Yeah,
actually, I can't.
It was the Solar Crest for sure. It was actually crazy how much they.
Meanwhile,
Solar Crest is a very important item right now in the current meta too. Just again, just the importance of Roche. We talk about it a lot in all these matches, but often it is what it comes down to. So having someone that builds into it so naturally is very helpful for your team.
All right, well, already there is a deep ward placed by the Radiant here towards this bounty rune area. Meanwhile, heading up, King RD. Close by, detection is available for Fly if he wants to drop it, as well as the Monkey King, but King RD behind enemy lines. And he will Matrix guys again. I don't know if he was spotted. It looks like there was a ping that came out from the Monkey King from Jarex, so they should know something's up. By the way, talking to some of the Brazilian commentators, some of the casters, Cat, a very good in-game leader. Sometimes they say that he is a couple of struggles here and there in terms of, you know, participating in team fights, getting much done. He does often play that hard 5 support, so it's hard to look really good in that position. And so this game is really going to test his ability to be involved in these team fights and sort of coordinate everything while it's all happening.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, if there's one hero that's that, though, it's definitely Silencer. You can just not be there, you know? You're on the other side of the map. You're just like, all right, guys,
You guys
I
go
will
bottom,
be alive.
I'm top. Good luck.
Yep.
I have my R button. Just call for it.
My finger, like, that's all my finger's going to do this game. I have one finger assigned to just hover over this R button. The second I hit 6, it will always be there for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty much his life.
We'll keep our eyes here. Meanwhile, though, starting out in the jungle, as Tavo did last game, S4 will be picking up the Enigma. Eidolon's already ready. Treant Protector looking for a courier, but they won't get caught by the same mistake.
Walks past
Very
the tree.
north.
Went too far out.
Yeah, unfortunate. We'll see how things do transpire here in this early game. ADR getting some last hits, but Anna, as he gets levels here, this is going to be a tougher lane. Top lane, they'll find Tavo. He's already skilled overwhelming outs. He has a TP scroll, and they're just going to back away. They won't go for this. They don't have anything skilled up yet. Tavo's still trying to bait something out. He knows that he's, like, kind of fine here. Like, he's just running at Fly. I don't know if they have a way to kill him early on in this game. He's pretty tanky.
Yeah, he doesn't have boots yet, though, so he needs to be careful, because Jarex, again, hasn't skilled, as he said. So this is what you do on Monkey King when you think you're going to have a chance to get Jingu early, and just zone out this offlaner. So if they hit a single stun...
The Benny Hill music is playing, the clown shooter on. It's working out pretty well for him. we'll keep our eyes peeled on this top
Oh,
lane.
he went for it.
I'll keep my eyes
And
peeled.
take the Jingo. He's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
want those 3 hits.
Yeah, that's fine.
And this is
And
this
he
is the
turns
best
himself on the
stuff.
tree.
You guys seen this? This is dirty. And you can like walk under the tower too. Like so, this offlaner is done. This is Monkey King. Welcome to the hero.
Well, at least they keep them.
Oh, let me just do it again. Like, what are you gonna do? This is your life now.
Right. But again, at least they're.
And
keeping
oh,
them
let me
up
just
top.
turn into a tree. It's so fine though. This is like your big pick. This is your Legion commander, and he's shut out by your 4.
Good point. So what's plan B then for Tavo here? Buy an Iron Talon, perhaps jungle it up. It looks like that's going to be. Well, he has the Clone Blade queued up, so that might be the case.
Yeah, pretty much going to try and abuse that, and again, maybe get a little bit of help from this Treant Protector, and see what he's going to do. So far, King RD, not going too well. He's got a little bit of experience here, just soaking some up, but S4 is over in this camp. They have the vision on him, so they know he's there. So King RD said, yeah, I'm going to do something else with my life. I'm not just going to worry about this Enigma the whole time. Maybe he's going to come top and try and help there with this Invis rune.
So the lane's looking pretty good for OG right now, but you're still getting good farm for both, obviously. Your Morphling and your Ember Spirit. King already walking through mid. No detection, no sentries down. He just kind of has a drive-by, says, hey, what's up? See you later. And Tavo again. There's going to be a lot more farm coming up for the Enigma, and especially if he dies, there's going to be the Kinetic Field as well. Do they have the Boundless Strike? They do not. Overwhelming odds. Body blocks, not enough. The Glimpse Back might be. Tavo will try to juke to the north, and there's the Boundless Strike securing first blood. Good luck laning there, my friend. Meanwhile, Enigma getting caught. Arcane Curse coming out, but King RD can't quite get there for the good old bash. So again, very tough lane for Tavo top.
Yeah, that's all they needed was the early net skill on No Tail. Not exactly the thing that Nog players love to do, but required for the lane when you have a disruptor. Not that good hard lockdown. Can't really guarantee a kinetic field every time, but with the net, this lane's over. You can't come back if Monkey King's here. So into the jungle he will go with his Quelling Blade.
So S4 in terms of experience at farm is going to be getting a considerable amount more than Tavo. He's already TPing down towards this bottom jungle into the tower if he wants to find some experience there, which the wave's pushing in, so potentially he can get something here. And yeah, Tavo's just relegated to the jungle now, man. And he does not want to be there, unlike S4. He's like, get me out. Help. But there's not much they can do.
Yeah, S4 is going to be doubling his net worth soon with these arcane boots and then moving back into the jungle. He's going to get his 4-minute bounty rune, and he can head back over to the northern side.
Well, again, you at least have your Morphling farming well, and as expected, the Ember Spirits start to slow down a little bit, but they're about even in that mid lane. And yes, you do have a bit more room. You can get experience top with this Treant Protector, but he's really not finding too much. So not a whole lot of farm between SG's supports. Searing Chance coming out. ADR does not have Flame Guard, but does do a lot of damage to Anna, who only has 1 bottle charge. 4-minute rune already taken, looks like. So, okay. Or not. ADR finding himself a DD. Oh, that's pretty nice.
I'll tell you, S4's finding everything, though. He gets that wave that shows up to his tower, then he's just going to try and peck away at some Ancients with his Eidolons while he waits for the next one.
Gonna get so farmed.
Yeah, he's having a
He could
pretty
get
good
that
time.
Midas if he really wants it. He talked about the Midas itemization for S4. If he wants it, he'll go for it. I'm pretty sure. Meanwhile, though, you do have the last word coming out. Cat can't really fight into the Eidolons. Here we go. He'll jump in, though. Have the Leech Key to come out as well, but it looks like Cat will fall. The Boundless Strike to secure the kill. OG run in. Mouth is setting it all up, and it's just that easy. And King RD might now die as well. He's got the Nature's Guys, but the fade time is considerable. I believe King RD might just be dead here. No buy boots and a magic, or rather a TP scroll. They'll try to turn around. Here comes the Morphling. Malf is coming in, and well, waveform's up, but he does not find the waveform to the high ground. Jurax is going to get turned on. Age of Fen just kind of missing out on his farm just to get some harass on Jurax, as well as S4. So not a great start. Very good stuff though for OG on the other side. So.
Unbelievable, man. You look at the range, like, think about the cumulative range that Monkey King has. You look at the range of Tree Dance, and then the range of Boundless Strike, and the range of Primal Spring. Like, he got to that hero, so he was just there. Look at that. He just headed back home to the shrine.
Not even mentioning the range of his auto attacks.
Yeah, like, you got, yeah, there you go. You guys thought Rister is annoying. At least you have to hit the roll as Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
This hero's like a point-and-click adventure.
Monkey King already, as expected at the Kiev Major, had a pretty grand showing in the early game. And it'll only get worse as the game progresses for SG if they're not careful. ADR trying to fight. Boundless Strike is there. ADR stayed way too long. The Flame Guard not doing nearly enough. And he just overextends and dies. So, okay. He will take that kill. And, they're finally starting to get some room for Tavo top lane, but they're starting to get pretty far down. We saw this exact same thing in game 1 for SG, and now it's OG with a 2,000 net worth advantage. They're showing you exactly why they're one of the best teams in the world. Big Chi will come out, Fly will go for the kinetic field, and one more auto attack. It's not going to be enough to bring it down. He will stay alive. The kinetic field doing some serious work, and now everybody rotating over, including No-Tail. He's got the ensnare ready. He will use it onto King RD, and I believe this is a dead tree, and Tabo's like, you're on your own, buddy. He'll press the attack. Balance Strike actually misses, and now they'll turn their attention to Tabo. They do have the Primal Spring. They will use it. King RD pops the leech seed, but again, JRX more than enough damage coming out with the Jingu Mastery up to get the kill. They're diving. They have the snare as well. No-Tail coming in as the Riptide. Tabo, roaming odds will go. Cancel the TP elsewhere. And Tabo, he has 6 stick charges. Another one coming in. This time it's back to the Triad. Garrity, he's got the leech. He'll go for No-Tail. This would be a huge skill if they can find it, but Tabo is so low. The Riptide almost bringing him down, and he should stay alive again. 8 stick charges. But there's the Boundless Strike. Sniped.
Oh, so greedy, holding those stick charges for so long. He's like, no, I got this, man.
Fine.
You know, I'm gonna fountain up. It'll be okay. I want to hold these for my lane. And OG saying, yeah, we remember game 1. You guys were up like 5-0 or something like that. I was 6-0.
Yeah. Man, these early games have been pretty one-sided, as you mentioned. It's kind of nuts. But again, at least you still have HFN farming pretty well, but look at the next 4 heroes for OG. My goodness. That is considerable. Jesus. Okay, well, 6-0 is the score. They're going to look for top. No-Tail. She's just going to get pushed back by Tabo and King RD. The experience as well. King RD is level 2. His experience is not great.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of a hard time. You can see mid lane though, a little bit of experience with the silence. It's very important to this guy, trying to get up to level 6, and this is a result of having an OD versus an Ember. We talk about this all the time, but you kind of have to go to the jungle. Like, you can send this range support mid, it's fine. At least he can get experience and won't get fully zoned out by the OD, but this is something JRX is looking to punish. But your Ember Spirit just ends in the jungle like this, because you can't hit the wave mid.
Well, he does get the D ward off. He does have the as well. Arcane Curse will come out. The last word is there as well, but the Boundless Strike is up, and King RD is nowhere near being able to get off a Leech Seed. Just slow up Anna, so at least you got the ward, man.
Yeah. Not having the early game impact of the Treant once, though. And with new Treant and the way that this guys works, I would say this is your most important part of the game. Like, this is where you really want to be applying that pressure and getting stuff done. And Legion Commander is one of the stronger offlaners to try and help that with, but the fact that you have this Monkey King, it just made it so difficult.
Yeah. This game, the Monkey King, is
at the same level. Like, I mean, he's about to be 6 on top. You know, but JRX is he's doing fairly well here, I'd say.
Zoning. He's doing exactly what you would expect of a Monkey King with a Roman hero, and not only that, but again, as I mentioned, you get that backer. It's insane. Boundless Strike will come out, but they do have both press the attack as well as the living armor, so he will survive. But again, it's not really enough for Tabo just to survive. I'm sure he would like Resemblance Farm.
Crazy. At least he'll have phase boots now for the Legion Commander, so that gets a little bit more difficult for the Monkey King to do. But that means we're on the train for the Blink Dagger, and that's going to be one of the bigger items for the side of the Radiant, because they need somebody to try and help the Ember get things going. He's building it towards that Veil. Overall, his farm's honestly not too bad. He's 200 gold behind an OD, so impressive stuff for DR. It'll be on him and Tavo to sync up and really try and get this game going with that Veil, and then the level 10 talent for the Ember Spirit, and perhaps a little bit of help from that living armor.
We haven't talked much about the Morphling or the Annihilate's impact in this game. Morphling again top that worth. Also pretty high up is S4, who is in fact building that Midas as previously suspected, which is now flying out now.
Not shabby.
Yeah.
Top farmer on it.
Really well. And Anna's not far behind either, also building a Midas with double null tally treads. Really a fan of treads. Sometimes you'll see them go Midas without the treads on Outworld Devour. And a lot of people have talked about it. Treads, pretty solid pickup for him. Just a bit tankier, attack speed, everything that you would need. They will smoke up in the meantime on the Dire, or rather the Radiant side for SG, and they will head towards top. They're really far apart. King RD, not near ADR, who's looking for this Monkey King. They'll try to jump on him. Wukong's command is going to come out. There's the Boundless Strike. ADR might fall to this. The Remnant is there. Malphite to come through. Black Hole just on the edge. S4 will get it done. Not the best trade coming out from ADR there. And S4, first Black Hole, it worked out for him.
Damn, he had one Remnant left too. Pretty bold play there from S4, but gets it done. After just picking up Midas, you know, it was 900 gold. Even kill onto Fly. Exploded by HFN, so was a dream for just a moment there.
Yeah. Not quite. 2 to 8 to score. A bit of recovery. I mean, again, they will lose their Ember Spirit. It's a big deal, but getting more farm for the Mortal thing is absolutely what they need right now. They're giving more room for Tavo. They give mid experience to QRD, so he's up to level 4. It is still a considerable lead, about 3K, 3.5K net worth advantage for OG, and experience of about the same. But there's a long way to go for SG.
Yeah, again, 40 Legion Commander, who we can look for. But what was the bounty on that? 635, not too shabby. So he is almost into the Veil. In fact, it's done now, so I'll be flying up to him. And we still have to find a way to get Tavo involved, though. He's not going to Blink Dagger for a while. I guess we'll just have to hope that he can get a Searing Chains off, and that'll help close the gap with the Phase Boots. But targets aren't too easy. There's a save from the OD if he's nearby. That might be able to help someone out. The quick rotations of Jerax, and we talked about before the idea, just like the defensiveness of OG and how often they're participating in kills and stuff from Gorgon's analysis. So you always got to watch out for these rotations to come through.
They'll fight with everybody if they can, if it's the best option for them. And then they're staying together pretty well as well. They take that tower, it gets denied by Anna, so you can see the in from there. The scan just catches out on Jerax as he's walking through. Dire scan came in, I'm not sure where it was, I actually missed it, and I don't know if it's successful. They are chasing after the bottom.
Smoking without the black hole, just gonna have to rely on the static storm here.
He has like no mana. He is about to get caught. They Astral, Boundless Strike range is there, and the Global Silence will come out. And now they might think about leaving. Veil is up. They're looking for Fly. Can he get up Static Storm? He can, but he will still fall. The Wukong's command coming out. Again, S4 is into that black hole. Anna getting pretty low. The overwhelming odds is there. One more auto attack. They'll turn it around and get 2 pickups here for esports. Jerax is out. He has a TP scroll, and S4 is just going to walk right back home.
Yeah, and that's the importance too of just helping Cat. Get some of those levels nice and early with that mid. It guarantees that he will be 6. Like, sometimes when you have this really greedy Morphling, as well as this Ember Spirit, you can fall behind on the supports, but everyone in the game so far, except for the Tree Protect communities, is about to get it. So we're all at level 6 now. The ultis are available. So great return there from the side of SG Esports.
Yeah, I mean, it's just right when you said that Veil was coming out, you're absolutely right, it did, and ADR just came through and just cleaned house. They were not expecting it. Glimpse back into HFN, however. He is in a mighty amount of trouble. Jingu Mastery, Boundless Strike, he is very tanky. He has enough away from him. And we'll see if he can make it out. Again, Boundless Strike back up in 19. Primal Spring is ready in a moment. Kinetic Field will connect. TPs will come through. HFN is just trying to juke and jive every way he can. Malphus, they will secure the kill. He was too far up. Even with that ward there, it's just not enough to keep him alive. So very big pick as Jerax again back on the board with another kill.
Yeah, TP's more still on cooldown for the Ember Spirit as well as the Legion Commander, even if they had them, like Legion Inventory, but it's still on CD, so nothing really they could do there. I was wondering why it was taking so long for them to actually rotate, but it was only Cat who could come in there at the last moment. So good stuff there from OG. They do get the punish this time, and immediately they want to keep that aggression. Remember, they have Black Hole back now. They'll use it in a little while, but 40R is juking and jiving.
Yeah, he might go back maybe if he's not careful. So I think they have an understanding that there's some heroes in the jungle. Yeah, Jerax is very deep. He's cutting off the path of retreat. ADR doesn't see him, I think. ADR trying to get out. No, now he heads behind the tier 1 tower mid. There's still some heroes nearby. Fly coming through. There's the Boundless Strike. The glimpse back. The Static Storm is up to 12. It should be a dead hero. No way to save him. Veil comes out in time. Mech is there. Tavo deciding not to go for the duel. Primal Spring is up. Replicate. And they will just lose the 1. Replicate will fall instantly. They've rotated everyone with the exception of No Tail, who's getting a lot of farm.
Yeah, just look at the space they're making. Like, they're pushing in so deep here, side of OD, or OG with their OD. But they have those Midases going, and Novus is farming the entire time. So heading to the later stages, we will have, of course, the Replicate shenanigans. He uses Morphling. You can copy that Naga illusion. But you know what? It's only 1. And No Tail, he's going to have a couple more, so it's still not exactly the best answer. This Naga Siren taking over your entire map. We'll have the Lincoln Sphere here soon, mostly for the stats. Been pretty good against the Glimpse, as well as POD, perhaps, but other than that, not too clutch.
That's done. That range, Jerax is just, again, all over the map, dropping wards, getting vision, doing what he needs to do. He's got a phase, he's got earn. And not quite the first game for SG Esports, is it, Trent?
No, certainly not. But Tavo's looking to change that now. He has the Blink Dagger, so they'll fly that out. Probably go for a smoke play with the Entangle, as well as the Ember Spirit. See if they can push out these lanes. And try and get a kill, try and get some vision down that dire jungle, because now it's just Legion's game to kill, kill, kill. She just non-stop wants to be getting dual damage, buffing yourself up here.
Why? Down
Why?
bottom. Yeah, Searing Chains comes out, and a Remnant back in perfectly timed from ADR. There's the one downside when you're dealing with an Ember Spirit. If he gets his Remnant off in time, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Oh, Disrupt is only a counter to a certain extent, and mostly that depends on your ulti. But now it's KRD in behind here with the Invis.
They don't go for the Overgrowth. He thought about it.
They need so much damage. They probably need Ember.
Yeah. Or the Morphling who just picked the Blanket Spear. Tree on top of tree, by the way, which is always fun to watch.
And it's so obvious that you're doing this when your Legion does this. Like, if your Legion just stands in the wave like this, clearly they want to do something, you know? So no Taylor's standing there.
So not finding too much. They're starting to split up the map a bit more, maybe take back a certain amount of map control. But Tail about to be spotted here momentarily. They just see him. The vision from the tree end. But again, they're very far away from each other. No real ease of access as that tier 1 tower mid is still alive, and obviously the tier 1 tower top too. So very tough to invade this jungle. And King RD is really the only one that can be in here. Unless he gets sentry'd and
he's on the pulse here.
Yeah, he knows.
Got
Meanwhile,
that
top
sentry.
lane, Wukong's command, Tavo trying to make it out. He doesn't have his blink still. It hasn't flown out to him yet. Finally will. We're going to be a bit careful with.
Oh, there.
Oh,
hello.
Yeah, hello. There it is. Fly. Oh, King RD. I believe you've been spotted. Overgrowth to come through. King RD needs to get out. Remnant's out. Maybe they want to fight this fly. He's going to get caught. Static Storm is available. Cannot get it off in time. Tavo looking for a dual overwhelming odds. Can he find this kill? Looks like no. Jirax is just too speedy into the trees. And now, OG will counteract by saying, hey, we'll go mid. We'll take the tier 1 tower. Let's see if we can't trade here.
Yeah, of course, would be favorable for OG. Try to take down the mid. At the very least, we'll be knocking out some of that farming area for the Naga Siren. But Radiant Glyph dropped. Dire Glyph still available.
Overgrowth not available. They already used the living armor. King RD has rotated in. No Tail has been spotted, I believe. Meanwhile, Arcane Curse comes down. They'll push him back. Meanwhile, top lane still up there is ADR. Jirax is sitting in the tree line. He wants to take this down, but there might be some TP rotation. And looks like there is going to be just that. ADR has Remnant. Looks like, oh, he doesn't use it in time. Malphus, Remnant's out. Won't be able to get off that black hole. They did have it, but it's just not in time. Still getting chased down, though. He's got another room to work with. Instead, he's going to turn. Looking for Jirax. He's got the Jigu Mastery. Mech comes out. They have the glimpse back into the Static Storm. Sleight of Fist, perfectly done. ADR, nice job there. Still might get caught. Jirax pretty low. No more Boundless Strike. No more Wukong's command, but he's out of mana.
They don't have the black hole.
They won't use it. He thinks about it. Kinetic Field. He makes it. No. He's still caught. They're diving deep. TP rotations are not there. Standardies will come out. It's a lot of room to be made for this Morphling, but again, losing your Ember Spirit, not the best thing there for SG Esports.
Those were some pretty stellar plays, though.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Pretty nice.
Damn, dude. But this game, it will be Jirax hopping in towards that medallion, so a little bit of help with the Roche. We have to talk about OD, and when you get this Roche around this mark, around the 20-22 minute mark, you want to get this on your OD. You want to start pressuring down these towers, so anyone that can help you do that is going to be quite the plus for your team.
That's a D-Lord. Yeah, he's like, finally, I get some farm. Woo! He's going Midas, by the way, which we've seen a fair bit recently for this Tree Protector. Meantime,
yeah, I've almost seen like less Midas than I expected on this hero. I was kind of feeling like he'd be because that Aghanim Scepter. I mean, obviously, it just transforms the hero into something so ridiculous. But in a game like this, when you know it's going the distance, almost guaranteed, it's Morphling versus Naga. The chat's throwing out the resident sleepers. We know what's happening, so get the Midas.
We know where
get
the
your
game's
Aghanims. Yeah, like
the chat knows KRD 100% knows, and the Brazilian legend himself, he'll be on his way to get some extra gold later on down the line. In terms of his talents, we'll see what he decides to go for. You also may be able to look at that 90 gold permitted if you want to, but there's obviously the 25 movement speed as well. Tier 1 tower bomb getting pushed into by S4, Eidolon's Midas, Guardian Greaves done. Working into an green core now. Meanwhile, they will find somebody. It's a global coming out. They're going to get Jirax, and the duel will come through, and it's the first victory of the game for Tavo. In fact, the first duel of the game. Meantime, HFN is pushing mid. Replicate is not available. He doesn't have waveform either. He needs to be careful, and he will make it out in time. So, now SG Esports doing a very good job of splitting up the map and sort of getting this back a little more even, as you can see with the net worth graph trend. 4,000, obviously still in OG's favor, but not quite the big lead they had earlier on in the game.
Yeah, we are into, of course, the scary Radiant stuff now. The game changes a little bit. The map starts to shrink on your side, so they need to keep that momentum going. I mean, it has to be duel after duel after duel. You know, it's Bat Rider, it's Faceless Void, it's Legion Commander. It's all about just keeping yourself on the clock and trying to pace your team as fast as possible. And in terms of cooldowns, they don't have many other huge ones to worry about. Like the Global Silence, yes, that one's pretty scary. But in terms of like working with an Ember and a Legion Command, like your burst is so quick that you don't necessarily need the Global Silence every single time. It's more so when you're going for those riskier ones where you know there might be a couple other heroes nearby, but you're not going to have to global every single time here. No-Tail kind of shadowing mid a little bit here. JRX nearby.
They're thinking about it potentially. They're sort of grouping up if they want to go for a smoke or a play. Oh, but it looks like he might just get enough vision here. We'll see if he stays.
So what do they do? They see JRX, you see the ping come out right away from tree. He's like, okay,
I think they know, they know
here.
something's happening mid, so they do the right thing and they sort of, yeah, smoke is going to go and King RD will not see them until, well, it might break for JRX. And it is going to, they won't see each other. But King RD's fate time not quite there yet. Just gets out in time. They missed the stun. Can he make it away? The overgrowth as he's in the trees. He already needs a TP here, but it's not going to be easy. He's got to go for it now.
This is a tough
Dust
find.
will go, and yeah, I think they might find him.
Oh, they saw him.
Primal Spring comes out. King RD, a lot of time wasted, but it will be a kill, and No-Tail will be picking it up. It is Fly that does get the last hit, but No-Tail involved, and already working into his boots of travel.
I mean, honestly, though, that's a smoke that's looking for an Ember or a Morphling or a Legion or something. So the fact that they don't even get into...
They might find it anyways. We'll get off the slide of his Searing Chains. They're going to jump in Saga the Siren. They don't catch him with the Primal Spring. Now they will. They are deep. Wukong's command will come out as well, and it looks like Tabo should fall. Overwhelming odds. Man, he got absolutely incinerated. He just melted. Destroyed. What do you want to call
Area
it?
denial of this OG draft is just absolutely insane. Their ultimates are just giant.
Yeah.
You know, like Black Hole is the smallest ultimate they have.
Yeah. I feel like, and a big part of that too is the Monkey King, and obviously they're not going to set it up. Kind of surprised. We'll see if the Monkey King gets banned next game, if there is going to be one. It's still very early on here, keep in mind. King RD walking up, overgrowth not available. He used it to get out bottom. Legion back up in 15, and again, JRX being sneaky behind enemy lines in the trees. I don't believe they see him yet.
They don't even have the Slark to like tip them off either. So JRX having a little bit of an easier game.
Yeah, that was one of the
you see Cat, he's just cutting random trees. He's like, where is this guy?
That's a courier. And that's an Eagle Song. That's rough. Blank Tool comes out. The Force was in time. Let's get him at least a little bit further away. Tabo, I think they need to cut their retreat here. Adaptive Strike, a lot of damage into Ana, but it's just not enough, and Tabo will fall first and foremost. Searing Chain Sled if this came out, but there's no fault. Remnant coming through. He wants Ana. Static Stroke comes out. The Sanity as well. They were ready for it. They knew they were going to get greedy, and now they're going to look for more. Kakits comes back. Living Armor is there, but I believe he will fall. Jigu Mastery starting to pile up, and again, perfect timing from OG. Absolutely stellar here in the second game.
They almost lost the Morphling too because the net came out and popped the Lincolns as well, so there was the possibility of the glimpse there as well. But I think he just got out of vision, so they
went
had to
even though
the
they lost the courier, and that was the full Ethereal Blade. I thought it was just the Eagle Song, but it was the full Ethereal Blade coming out from the Morphling. So
yeah,
I'm surprised.
Very, very tough. I mean, that is a huge timing item for your hero. You want to get that up and immediately, like we're working with, again, Duel and Embers here, so we have insane bursts right now on the side of SG Esports, but if you're just going to get your courier denied like that and then just going a little bit too deep, we have that save from the OD, so you're forced to go on him, and everyone there is just nearby ready to help. And how about the fact that Ana stole so much int there that when he tried to go in for that play post-Astral from 40 yard, just got absolutely blown up from the enemies.
I mean, they used a lot there, to be fair. I mean, there's some abilities thrown out, and did he die quickly? So.
I'm just like checking Jack to see how close he's to Solar Crest, and he's 800 gold in towards the Shadow Blade. Like, this guy is just, he's so funny. He's almost tied to the Legion Commander at this point, so Roche is just an option for them. Pretty much at any point that they have Song available, they can just head there.
Well,
okay, going for it. Anything towards, nothing towards the Manta quite yet. He's got that energy booster saved up, so he's got his bots. He's holding on to that post-arcane for your Octarine core. Pretty nice little build for the hero.
I think a big thing about this draft for SG is when they're fighting, it's them getting picked or them getting picked, and they don't quite have like they're getting jumped on, so they maybe can't get the global silence off, or it doesn't even matter because they're already jumped on by too many heroes. So the global silence has not been as impactful, I think, as they might have liked it. We'll see if that can turn things around later on to the game. But
man, and King RD has been holding this minus recipe for so long, it's getting depressing.
Yeah, it's
like,
not fun.
He had this before he died up in Dire Jungle.
He's...
This is
oh, God.
sad life, dude. Okay, not bad though. He doesn't have a quelling blade, does he? No, he doesn't.
He gets the dash up. Which one comes out as well. The overgrowth to come through Wukong's command, and I think they might need to stop. One does miss, but he's still getting chased down. They can't quite find Jerax again. It looks like OG are able to take at least the beginning stages of this fight as King RD gets dropped. They just couldn't quite find that free break. Now the Clip's back in. HFN in some trouble. There's the global sound come out, but look at the damage that they are doing to HFN right now. He'll be able to wait through. Xandy's comes out.
All their
Malphus is
mana's
there as well. And they've got the song to set more up here as well. Potentially looking for ADR. They've got the black hole.
Oh,
Blink out just in time. S4 is a little bit too late. Blink from 40R.
Oh,
that is at least the
free.
one good thing.
It was free.
It was.
Oh,
it happened.
he had no mana.
That's right. But they got everything else they wanted.
They did. It's still very good, but that is...
Yes.
It's a little, you know, that's a little bit of a... Laugh that one off. I'm from S4 right now. It's like, well, you know, it happens.
It happens.
That's just some Dota 2. But so that you just see it there, though. The area. Like, you think you have this advantage. You have the vision. You're fighting in this tree line, and suddenly there's a Monkey King ulti, and there's this black hole, and there's a static storm.
Essentially, they came from there.
The Midnight Pulse.
Top lane. They will fly at the very least. Meanwhile, on the other side, they will take down Tavo. Gets himself caught.
Dire's top
Rough
tower
stuff.
is under attack.
Not a... In terms of the 1.38, it's obviously...
Middle tower is under attack.
At this point, Trent, we're sitting at about a 15,000 net worth advantage almost for OG. I mean, what do they need to do to start knocking down the power stake objectives? I mean, Roshan, obviously one of the big factors here for OG if they want to go for it, but when do they start making moves here again?
Yeah, more than likely they'll be just something towards the... I mean, even that was a pretty big pick towards it. It's just, you're on the opposite side of the map, so... It's a little bit difficult to transition into it. And then even if you have the Aegis, maybe you're not feeling like you can do too much. Like, they could probably take down this tier 1 without it. You don't really have to waste your Aegis time on it, perhaps, but is that going to be worth the risk of fighting inside the pit? Just because there are some things to worry about, the global silence, the entangle and stuff, so if they can knock out one of those heroes or force out a bad global ulti while actually being near the pit, we could just see them run on in. But No Tail, he's also just not quite at his capacity yet. The Manta style just delivering the recipe now on the courier here, so that ups his power quite a bit. What about our Treant? He does have his Midas going, and we have the other Midas here for the Silencer.
As soon as he got an Midas creep down bottom, he just immediately left. He's like, I don't want to be here. Also, oh my god, that damage from the Hurricane Spike from the OD. Insane.
Yeah, and
the bomb's coming through, if you will.
Probably gonna try and smoke up Ethereal Blade soon, I guess, if you're the Radiant side. Kill's definitely the way back in it for this one, but Naga Siren, the least likely one for you to track down. They'll have to try and focus their efforts on someone else.
And it certainly seems like how game 1 should have gone if you looked at just straight up the favorites in this tournament. SG coming in as the underdogs from South America. Of course, they both